News Nation is going to be hosting a town hall called Crime in America, and part of that discussion is going to include San Francisco.
Yeah, it's coming this Monday. It's going to be hosted by Emmy Award-winning journalist and host of News Nation's Cuomo, Chris Cuomo, who in fact joins us live this morning from New York to talk a bit about this. Chris, thank you so much. I know you've been doing a ton of these interviews today, so we appreciate you carving out some time to join us this morning.
Hey, more better. James, Daria, thank you very much for the opportunity. Obviously, San Francisco has been in the crosshairs of national scrutiny in a problem that I believe is being exaggerated, but more importantly, misunderstood. And that really is what crime is about. People twist reality to their own agenda. So what we're trying to do at News Nation is get back to straight talk about what matters most to the most people. And what that means with San Francisco, and we do have Matt Dorsey, District 6 supervisor, who's going to be part of the conversation. And bravo to him, and by extension, San Francisco, because I can't tell you how many people across the country who are in positions of responsibility want to duck the conversation. And I'm going to call them out by name because the job is not to hide. But we got to be afraid of twisting data, and we have to be afraid of simple solutions to complex problems, and crime is at the top of the list when you get to complex problems. So you have to look at, well, what is the spike that we're talking about? For instance, you know, homicides are obviously the scariest, okay? You guys are up over 20% in homicides year over year. Who's doing the killing? What is motivating it? Is it homeless? Is it addicted homeless? Is it about fentanyl coming in and irrational behavior? Is it about gangs? Is it about an influx of weapons? Each one of those problems dictates a different structure of solutions. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you need to have the conversation.
But I'm also really curious about what you just said about the exaggeration, because I travel a lot, and the first thing people say when I say I'm from San Francisco is, oh my God, it's dangerous.
Like it's a war zone.
And we're talking about people from other areas of the country or even the world, and I don't know, what do you think is going on?
Hype. And, you know, you guys allowed a situation to be exploited. You guys. Yes, you, James. You, Daria. No, you know, it's about the political interplay. San Francisco, the backyard of Pelosi, is seen as the bastion of the left. And so they're going to beat you over the head on the right with the perception of lawlessness and drug addicts and homelessness to run amok. People love to judge addicts and homeless as being to blame for their own condition, as if they're lazy and bad. And if you don't fight that perception, you know, we always say, I tell people all the time in the media, if you don't tell me your story, someone else is going to tell it, and I guarantee you, you won't like the ending. But that said, well, it's for your governor and to make the case, and it's for the local officials. The San Francisco mayor doesn't want to come on. Dorsey does, so he will. And what is causing the homelessness? What are you doing about it? What is causing the addiction? What are you doing about it? What works there? What isn't working? What have we seen in other places? And I'm really hoping for that sweet spot of the interplay between regular folks who are just pissed about what's going on, officials who are fighting it on the police side, politicians who are trying to deal with it or not, and get a little bit of that conversation going. If there's disagreement, great. You want to blame me as being in the media and hyping it? Fine, fair questions. But it's about disagreement with decency to try to get us to a better place.
Well, and what I like about the what you're aiming to do is hopefully by the end of this thing, maybe find a solution, maybe find an example of somebody somewhere in the country doing something that's finding success that maybe other communities can model. I hope that comes out of it too.
Well, look, it should, because that is happening already. Look, crime is up. Why? Depends what we're talking about and where we're talking about it. And I know that's frustrating for people, but you got to make a choice, okay? If you want it simple, you'll get it simple, but it will be deceptive and it will be to fuel an agenda. If you want it to be fixed, you got to get away from left and right and get back to reasonable. And reasonable takes time, it takes money, and it takes trial and error. And error in politics gets you killed.
Yeah, it does.
So it's tricky, but I know that this is the way forward. Town hall, open space, safe place to talk.
Okay, so in the few seconds we have left, then let everybody know. So this is Monday. You're going to be in New York, but you've got live audiences elsewhere too. Lay it out for us.
Got live audiences in Chicago, Texas, Fort Worth, and here in New York. And we'll have officials from all across the country as well. And look, it's just a starting point. News Nation just wants to get back to doing what matters to the most people. And a town hall on crime is a great way to do that. And we'll do more on it, and we'll do others like it to the extent that the audience wants it.
Well, thank you so much, Chris. I'm really looking forward to it, and it's an honor. I think your heart is always in the right place, and you can tell that you just want to make the world a better place, and I love it.
And keep their feet to the fire. You're great at that. Thank you, Chris.
You're very kind, and I appreciate the generous assessment.
Okay.
All right.
See ya.